Hello, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the month of March 2022. This reading is intended for Leo Sun and Leo Rising. Leo Moons may also find messages here, so you may want to watch this video too. Cross-watchers are always welcome, and if you haven't watched the collective reading, I recommend that you do that. I go deeper into the energy of the collective card of the month, which is the Hermit, in that video. This video zeroes in on how that energy is meant to show up and be focused on specifically for you, Leo. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. It lets YouTube know that you think my content is valuable and that you want to see more of it. So without further ado, let's jump right into your reading. So before we pull a focus card for you, what I'd like to do is shake up some astro dice and look at what planet, what sign, what house in your natal chart might be particularly prominent in the month of March. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay. And look, you're showing up there, Leo. And also your ruler, the sun. So the sun is really an important transit for you, whatever like transits to your natal sun. And then also, you know, the sun is transiting Pisces and moving into Aries. You know, the spring equinox is happening in March, which is really big. It's the kickoff to the new astrological year. You know, and Leo rules the sun. The sun is also exalted in Aries. So that's something where you might want to check if you are a Leo sun and you're not a Leo rising, where Leo falls in your chart. Also, the second house is figuring prominently. So that's the house of, you know, finances, your personal finances. It's opposite the 8th house, which is other people's money. So it's your money, your values, you know, what you find valuable. You know, so all of those things that kind of, you know, Taurus, like Venusian, earthy, you know, fixed earth things. So, you know, what is your second house doing? What planets do you have in your second house? So this is a general tarot reading, but your natal chart is as, you know, unique as your fingerprints. It's not going to look like the next Leo. So that's really good information to get and really pay attention to. So what transits are happening to your natal sun, from the transiting sun to any of your planets, like what's going on with the sign of Leo in your chart, and then your second house. So your natal second house, and then what transits are happening in your second house. But if we put these all together and read them as a form of divination in itself, what it's really saying is that Leo, and this is no surprise because you are Leo, that you really want to shine and be seen, right? The sun is a bright star, you know, and Leo, we're just coming out of a month, which we were in your opposite sign of Aquarius, that was dealing with, you know, group dynamics, but also our collective card was Strength, which was your card, Leo. It's like you're bringing that authenticity, those heart-centered lessons, which, you know, are part of your life journey that you incarnated with, you know, into the month of March, and really allowing yourself to shine and be seen. And maybe that leads to, you know, either a change in your values and what you find valuable, because I like to look at the second house as not just finances, but, you know, those Venusian values of like what you find valuable. You know, so maybe your value system has changed a little bit, dealing with that Leo Aquarius axis and the duality of those signs. We just had a full moon in your sign as well. And then too, like, maybe a career change, you know, that is more authentically aligned with your energy. So I'm seeing a lot of that for you. So I'm going to put this to the side, and we'll just keep it here. Let me make sure it's still in the frame, and we'll go ahead and pull your focus card. And unlike last month, you know, as we go along, little changes, you know, happen here and there, but I've decided that all the focus cards that I pull for every sign, they're going to be in the upright. And see, you just got Justice, and it was in the reverse. Oh, my kitty cats, they love to spread their hair everywhere. So that is your focus card, but we're going to read it in the upright just as if it's your personal collective card, Leo. And, you know, we're blending these two energies of the Hermit and Justice together. So let's take a look at this. We have the Hermit. This is a period of introspection, a period where we're meant to really digest the wisdom of, you know, what we've learned so far over this year. And really, you know, I'm thinking back to those retrograde periods. I'm recording this, you know, towards the end of February. So we're just coming out of the post-shadow periods for Venus and Mercury retrograde. So it's like we've been in this energy for a few months. And then, you know, even beyond that, like the wisdom that we've gained from the past, you know, and the fact that this month we're in Pisces season, which wraps up our astrological year. It's like, what wisdom have we gained throughout the cycle from Aries to Pisces season from 2021? Really, really feeling that energy. You know, so it's really a period of reflection and introspection, where, you know, Pisces is ruled by the moon, and that's the solar energy that we're in. And then, you know, our card of the month is the Hermit, which is ruled by Virgo, its opposite sign. So we're dealing with Neptune, which is, you know, foggy, but very, you know, Neptune is a higher octave of Venus, really heart-centered, you know, just like you. And, you know, how can we integrate those lessons, where, you know, and sometimes, you know, Pisces can be a little bit checked out, or, you know, they seem like they're, you know, out of this world, you know, but how can we ground, you know, some of those intuitive messages that we've received, or, you know, things that we've learned, you know, kind of in times of quiet reflection. And that to me really speaks to you getting into alignment. And, you know, with this second house and finances, there might have been issues during Mercury or Venus retrograde where, you know, some financial things, or, you know, sometimes Justice can, you know, represent going through some legal issues, you know, around your personal finances. That's not for everybody. You know, sometimes it can be just a call to, you know, get in alignment with your higher self. You see how, you know, it's like, it's almost like this is her higher self and this is her shadow self, and almost like an integration period, you know, and with your sign and your sun showing up, it's like that, you know, those are two halves of the whole that make you Leo. So maybe, you know, that is that Justice energy that is saying, like, you know, those are two pieces, you know, where you're really coming together and really identifying, knowing who you are. And, you know, Justice is ruled by Libra. That is another sign that's ruled by Venus, just like the second house is a Venusian house, where you're really communicating your values and you're seeing cause and effect. Justice has a lot to do with cause and effect. Like, I know that if I do this, I can expect this outcome. Or if someone has done this to me, you know, and I've seen this before, this outcome, I know what to expect in the future, you know, because we're always, you know, looking for, you know, balance with this card, but also, you know, the scales, you know, which are represented by Libra. It's like, you know, not wanting anything, you know, anybody to tip the scales in their favor at your expense is something that I am getting that's coming through. So let's take a look. Let's pull an oracle card that Spirit will kind of clarify how these two energies, how they want you to blend and work with them this month. And I'm gonna take this as a jumper. Okay, and we got consciousness. And it says the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Okay, and, you know, I think that that goes really well with Justice, you know, and Libra being an air sign, you know, really having to do with, you know, thinking about cause and effect, our consciousness. This really, you know, gives me crown chakra energy, as well as, you know, this is card 17. And if we look at what that corresponds to in the majors, that is the star card, which is Aquarius, your opposite sign. We're getting a little bit more of that energy, but it's like cause and effect. We're seeing all aspects, you know, it focuses our attention on multidimensional aspects that show up. So in any situation, like, you're seeing multiple sides, not even just like this and then that. It's like, you know, all of the potentials, you know, are really available to you through your conscious, and that's almost like the hermit wisdom that you're gaining in those moments of quiet reflection, where you're allowing yourself to get into alignment. If something doesn't feel right and you feel out of balance, it's like, it's time to call in that energy of, you know, consciousness of the star. Maybe, you know, get into that hermit mode where you're in a more quiet space of solitude, and you can kind of hear yourself think, or hear your higher self think and communicate to you. So let's go ahead and start with your tarot spread. And the first card will be where you are at the start of the month. Okay, one card for Leo. Okay. All right, so we got the Hangman in reverse. Okay, and the Hangman is ruled by Neptune. Wasn't I just talking about that? That's more of that Piscean energy. Okay, see, we've even got fish here, but it's, you know, with the Hangman, it could be that we're feeling stuck in, you know, a certain place, you know, in order to gather wisdom and a new perspective. And one or two things could be true with this Hangman in reverse. It could be that it's like, we don't know how to get out of this Hangman energy, or that we've become enlightened and we know how to flip ourselves around and we're ready to move forward with our lives. And I'm just noticing now, okay, like, this is card 11, Hangman is card 12. And sometimes I will read reversals as if, you know, we have to go back to the card before it and learn that lesson. So, you know, with Hangman in reverse here, it's like really calling you in to focus on, you know, alignment and justice, you know, so that you can get more into this consciousness energy. But I'm going to go ahead and pull a clarifier and see why this Hangman in reverse is present for you, Leo. Let's see, one card to clarify the Hangman in reverse. Let's see, why is the Hangman in reverse present for Leo's start of March 2022. Okay, let's see. All right, the Fool. The Fool is ruled by Uranus. Okay, this is like so many synchronicities for you. We're just talking about how this consciousness card is connected to Aquarius. The Fool is ruled by Uranus, which is the ruler, the modern ruler of Aquarius. Okay, so it's like you are in the Hangman in reverse. So this is like coming out of the Hangman for you, because you're experiencing this newfound, you know, consciousness enlightenment, this alignment, you know, of Leo and the sun energy, and really honing your values. I'm really getting this second house energy as a new value system. And then, I mean, look at this. Justice is an 11. That's a master number. And when you reduce it down, it's also a 2. Another synchronicity. That's, you know, that's amazing energy. But the Fool is like infinite potential to take a leap into the next phase of your life. So, you know, if too, with this second house energy, it's like you're trying to make career moves, or you're trying to make investment moves, you know, and expand your abundance, you know, but it kind of puts you in a place where you're calling the shots, you know, with this Leo sun energy. You're doing something that is aligned for you and that you can see growing, you know, for the long term. It's like you're coming into the consciousness of how to make that happen. I'm that's what I'm really seeing. So let's pull a tarot card for your second placement of a challenge that might arise for you this month. Okay. And we got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. And what I'm seeing right away, when I see the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, what this tells me is like, don't try to harvest before your seeds have fully grown, because the 10 is a completion, right? Like in the Ace, we've been given the gift of a seed to plant, and throughout the, the 2 all the way to the 9, we're really tending and taking care of and learning these earth energy lessons. And once we've harvested in the 10, it's meant to serve us and grow for a long time and, really create a legacy. So yeah, second house energy, it's like you're really trying to grow something. But this 10 of Pentacles in reverse, I'm feeling like, don't rush through whatever it is that you're doing and try to get to the finish line before it's there, because Pentacles are slow energy. You put a seed in the ground and you plant it, it's not going to sprout right away, right? And, if you think about some of the most beautiful, most delicate, most honored plants and flowers, they take the longest and the most tending. If you think about a lotus, how delicate they are and how hard it is for you to really grow it, because it takes a long time for them to finally bloom. And then, without the right amount of water, too much or too little, or, it grows out of mud. It needs a very specific type of environment and care. It's not going to blossom the way that you want it to. So it's like, don't try to rush and, make it happen before it's time. Let me see what might be coming out of this, because I want to see what this seed, might be in reference to. Okay. So, okay, and look at this. We got the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so it's just kind of a repeating message here. The Page of Pentacles, the Daughter of Pentacles in the Wild Unknown Tarot, but it comes right after the 10. It's like receiving that Ace and from the universe, like reaching down, picking it up, and the page is looking at this pentacle and trying to learn about it. And pages are the students and real seekers in the tarot. And then moving on to the Knight, where you're planting and you're plowing the rows in your field, so it's like one step at a time is what I'm seeing. Is like, do your research before you try to just jump out there and make something happen really quickly. So very, very aligned message. And let's pull a card for how to tackle this challenge of the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, or how to take decisive action. So if we don't want to take, rushed action, how can we take decisive action? Okay, and here we go. 4 of Wands in reverse. So there's a lot of reversals here. This one seems like a positive reversal. I mean, I don't like the duality or the dichotomy of positive, negative, but this is you taking a leap, with new wisdom. But this is saying don't rush it. The 4 of Wands in reverse speaks to really needing to ground your energy. It's almost like, just like a flashing yellow light that tells you, when you're about to reach a red light, to slow down. You see how, these 2 people, they're in celebration. These wands are lit. There is a sense of completion, a threshold that's been crossed. And this 4 of Wands, what I'm reading is really that you're in this 3 of Wands energy right now, where it's like maybe you've done some planning in the 2 of Wands, like you've definitely gotten that Ace of Wands, that sense of inspiration, but now it's like you're really expanding that that sense of like where you want to go, and there might be a little bit of maybe travel that's incorporated into it. But just like I was thinking with the Daughter of Pentacles, like, do some research, and that doesn't mean that you can't make it fun. That's why the wands are here. Like, it still should feel pleasurable to you. You know, any of that feedback in your body. And you know what I forgot to do before I pulled these? I forgot to pull your chakra cards. Let me pull those, because like I feel like there might have been a message about your root chakra. And got a little bit ahead of myself with your spread, and let's back up a little bit. Look at that. Okay, root chakra, stability and security. Okay, so yes, that pairs well with the Four of Wands in reverse. It's like you really need to ground your energy, you know, and that doesn't mean don't have fun, because look at this. You got, this is all you, Leo, okay? Some sacral energy, which is, you know, you pulled the sexual energy card, which is what I was feeling when I said that doesn't mean don't have fun with it. Like, whatever it is that you're doing, like, it should still make you feel pleasure. And, you know, maybe if you're trying to manifest, look into how orgasms can be a powerful tool for manifestation. Because orgasms release endorphins, right? They make us feel good. And that could be something that really puts you in a headspace that that makes you want to create, that turns your energy up. If it's kind of, you know, low, or you're feeling down, you know, or you're worried about your stability and security, sometimes, you know, getting out of that root chakra energy, you know, can really help you. Because I said this in another video. I don't know if I said it exactly this way. Like, think about, if you're thinking about finances, like the second house, like think about money being in my hand right now, and I'm closing my fist around it. I'm holding on to it, right? So it would be very hard for someone to take this away from me. It's stable, it's secure, it's in my hand, but nobody can take it away from me. But also I cannot add to what's in my hand, because my fist is clenched and it's tightened. And that's what this feels like, you know, that basically opening up this sexual energy, this creator energy, you know, will make you feel more stability and security, you know, around being able to be a bit more loose and free, but in a way that's not, you know, rushing past the important steps that you need to make, right? Because you got consciousness here. You're able to see all aspects, all dimensions of what it is that you need to do, what steps you need to take. And you're making leaps even in the planning phases. Not every leap looks like, you know, running in head first into an endeavor. You know, tiny leaps can be, you know, making a list, planning. Virgo, the Hermit. Virgos are very good at making lists, and doing their research and planning. You know, Daughter of Pentacles, that's more earth energy. Virgo's an earth sign. And, you know, maybe some of these cards are coming up in reverse, because in Pisces season, you know, Pisces is the opposite of that. They just want to go with the flow. They don't want, you know, to make plans. It's like all vibes, you know, is what I'm getting. So it's like you need to kind of lean in to more of that earth energy without forgetting this solar, you know, sexual, sacred fire that you have, Leo, because that definitely will throw you out of alignment if you're not still giving yourself that. So, you know, give yourself some fire, give yourself some earth. Okay, don't neglect one, you know, for the sake of the other. So let's go ahead and pull a card for where you may be by the end of the month. Let's see, one card for where Leo may be at the end of the month. Okay, that was too many. I don't think that was it. Let's keep shuffling. Okay. Again, too many. Can I have one card, please, for Leo? Oops. Okay, well, that was two. Let me see. Okay. All right, so we got two more reversals, but this feels, you know, more like incorporating that lesson, okay? Because didn't I say, you know, the sun is exalted in Aries, and we have you as the Emperor in reverse, and we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it's like you're learning to really, you know, stabilize your energy, stability and security. But I feel like the reason that this is in reverse is almost because, you know, in the upright, it's like balanced, stable energy. Look, he's got a chess piece there, and you know, he's sitting on Mars, you know, which is the planet of action. You know, he's ready to take action, but he's prepared his moves, right? At the end of the month, it's like you might still be in a place where it's like, but I want to go faster. I want, you know, I want to, you know, kind of ignite, you know, a little quicker, you know. And then you got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. That's kind of saying, consider bringing some other people into your work. You know, the Three of Pentacles speaks to working on a team, and each person has a very unique set of skills or a specific way that they can contribute to something that makes what they're creating or working towards that much more, you know, special. Or, you know, if you're thinking about the Ten of Pentacles, like that much more likely to stand the test of time. So, you know, in the reverse, don't forget, Leo, because you're ruled by the sun, and, you know, Leos like to shine on their own. They don't want anybody necessarily to upstage them, you know, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but don't be resistant to, you know, bringing on someone else or working in a team that actually, that could be a stabilizing force where you feel, you know, a little bit more free. You know, use that hermit wisdom, check in with yourself, and let's see what, you know, how to clarify these two energies together. Okay, we got the Father of Cups. So this is fire and water. So really, you know, still maintaining that fire, and then opening your heart to other people, letting them in. So that to me is like, you're going to be creating something that you really love and you want to lead, and you should lead. But don't be afraid, you know, to be open with other people and, you know, ask for help when you need it. Because sometimes a good leader, that is what makes a good leader, is someone who's willing to say, I don't know that much about this, and can you help me? You know, or what have you, you know, but it's like admitting to what you're not necessarily good at, that someone might be better at. You know, it's not something that makes you weak. It's actually a sign of real strength and humility. You know, so just remember to be humble, is the message that I'm getting. So let's pull some more oracle cards for additional clarification for the rest of the month for you, Leo. Let me just try to grab one of my cards that wants to stick. Okay, any additional messages for Leo? But just remember, okay, so the frequency of consciousness supports your ability to focus your attention on multidimensional aspects. So many aspects, you know, don't get hyper focused on one thing, you know, and that could be that you're trying to do, you know, you're trying to focus on doing it all yourself. Okay, so we got gratitude. And look at that, that give it the time it needs. This Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Daughter of Pentacles. It's gonna take time for whatever you want, especially if it's meant to be long lasting. If you want it to be, you know, something that is gonna stick around for a long time, give it the time it needs to grow properly. Okay, so let me move these over, and let's pull some essential oil oracle cards. And these are really great. They have some ways to reframe certain statements that we tell ourselves. Oh, sorry if that was really loud. let's look at which one was the first one. Okay, and you got projection, juniper berry, trigger statement, my mind does not rest, true statement, I listen to my higher self. Okay, look at each story that repeats itself in your mind as a stranger would. Ask yourself, is this true? Okay, and that could be, you know, if you're wondering, you know, is this possible? You know, you might lose a little bit of faith if you're not seeing, you know, instant results, you know, and with this hangman in reverse, and Uranus energy present, it could be that your mind is moving a mile a minute. Consciousness, you know, if you're seeing all aspects of something, you know, that could be a little bit destabilizing, but really just reframe that, like listen to your higher self. That's where some meditation, some gratitude statements might really help, and not gratitude from a place of trying to invalidate yourself based on people who might be, you know, doing worse off than you. Not saying like, oh, I should be grateful because, you know, there are people that are homeless, but just inviting more things into your life by being grateful for what you have, saying like, I'm grateful for the breath in my lungs. I'm grateful, you know, that I have a car, if you have a car, that will get me to point A, from point A to point B, even if it's not a Bentley, you know, or I'm grateful that I have a place to live, even if it's not like the home of your dreams right now, because you're building your legacy, right? So listen to your higher self that will try to help you reframe some of these statements that you might tell yourself that make you feel unstable or that shake your sense of security. So let's pull another one, see what we have for you, Leo. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we got pedigree, independence. Okay, trigger statement, I am just like my mother, father. Another pile got this. I can't remember which one, but it might be your moon or rising sign or your sun sign, depending on what your placements are. But trigger statement, I am just like my mother, father. True statement, I am free to choose. You are ready to break free of the conditioning that has bound you so that you may continue your journey of healing and growth. Okay, like you don't have to be like anybody else. You're not meant to be, Leo. Leo, you are the sun. You're meant to shine in your own way. You're meant to exude confidence and, you know, be your wonderful self and be independent, you know, stable and secure. So that is something that, you know, if you feel like you're falling into patterns where you're embodying someone who is not yourself, you know, and you don't like what that feels like, remember, you're free to choose your own path. I'm assuming that if you're watching this video that you're a grown person and you don't have to let anybody define for you what that path looks like. You're free to choose. You don't need permission from anybody. That is yours to choose. So let's pull one more oracle card. Okay. Okay, effervescence, cultivate love. And that should not be a challenge for you, Leo. You're heart-centered. But cultivate self-love first. Self-love first. And that is definitely, you know, listening to your higher self and getting in alignment, you know, and definitely not, you know, comparing yourself to someone. You know, if you had a negative relationship or an antagonistic relationship with your mom, your dad, a family member, someone who was close to you, who might have been, you know, a caretaker or, you know, in a role that maybe you were, you know, at the mercy or, you know, you didn't really have a say, you're free to choose a different path. You don't have to live the way that they lived, okay? Let's go ahead and pull 3 oracle cards that can, your guides and higher self want to give you some suggestions for self-care this month. So the first one you got is visualize, and this is another 11 card, okay? 11, justice, visualize. So this could be, you know, I was getting the vision of, with the sexual energy card. And I said, orgasms are a powerful way of manifesting. Maybe there is, some self-love, that you might want to do and visualize what it is that you're trying to grow, what you want. That's not a message for everybody. If that doesn't resonate, just, visualization and meditation, but be in a state of, really this fire energy, and then also being grounded, ground your visualizations, that could really help you if you're trying to bring in, certain things, manifest certain things. Visualization can help you this month with what you have your sights on. Okay. Okay, draw. So drawing, that, art is something that I felt was figuring pretty prominently here, especially, with this sacral energy. And then you being a Leo is a very creative sign anyway. So, what ways, art doesn't all have to be hand drawn. It can be digital. It can, be poetry. It can be any kind of art. And then nurture. And look, here is another seed growing out of someone's hand, just like the give it the time it needs. But nurture what you're growing and nurture yourself. Very important. And this is earth. So maybe, if you have crystals, those are, they grow from the earth. Get your hands into some dirt if you can. Any kind of way that you can connect to the earth, can be very nurturing for you. But that is really, really important. Okay, you deserve nurturing and tending. All right, so that is all the messages that I am seeing for you, Leo. Make sure to leave a comment letting me know what resonated for you. And I'm really trying to get this community going. So, if someone else comments and you see something that resonates, I would love to get a conversation going and really make this a true family. So thank you for your presence and your time and your energy. That is truly where the magic happens. So thank you to all the collective guides and angels for these wonderful messages. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this channel with folks who could benefit from the messages. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. So stay safe, be gentle with yourselves, and I will see you again next month, okay? Bye, Leo.